I remember one episode from my early 20s when I was high as a kite. I was tripping pretty hard. Colors were starting to blend in. There was no depth of perception. Walls were warping around my field of vision. I am sharing this experience with you because it was a very intense and profound experience that allowed me to draw some conclusions on how reality works as a consequence of energy transformation and translation. This is the premise of this video, and it is governed by the simple thing that like attracts like. You can also know this by law of resonance, law of magnetism. When I was tripping, I was literally able to see the aura of my friends and people around me. And although I understand that seeing is not congruent with the reality, it was more of a feeling and experiencing. You can also see figments of colors like red, blue, purple, and I think only one person was energetically aligned. I am very sensitive to vibrations that go beyond visual perception. And the lesson that I get again and again is that energy is irrefutably real. It has more impact on your life than you can ever comprehend. This experience stayed with me till now, and I think it will stay with me forever. And this brings us to the key of how to bring things into your reality through law of magnetism or law of resonance. The first thing that you have to understand is that it is all about energy. If you zoom into an atom, you will find nothing, but all it is potential. We all are potential, and we are all constantly in motion to harness magnetism or resonance. We must learn to align this potential with what we would like to see come into fruition. This lesson keeps on coming back to me again and again with all the literature that I read, be it from authors like Hawkins, Dawson Church even. All of them come to the conclusion that if you want to affect the quantum, you have to come into internal resonance first. It is all resonance. It is resonance with energy that you are holding within you. A simple way to look at it is David Hawkins' scale of consciousness. It shows you that if you are oscillating anywhere south of courage, which is if you are in grief, apathy, shame, you are very, very low on resonance. You are barely vibrating. The objective should be that you should be north of courage. If you have any aspiration of bringing into your life that the things that you want, bringing them in the field of reality. But it is not just resonating at courage, peace, neutrality, or acceptance. It is also essential that your mind is trained. Your mind is trained in single pointedness and also works in congruent with where you are currently vibrating. Otherwise, your energy is just sporadic. It is just going here and there, and it is not enough to have energy. You need to translate and transform that energy in a particular direction. You have to understand that all is mental, all is mind. Everything that is around you, everything that is here is conceived in the mind. Therefore, the key to create schema or skeleton of things that you would like to see come into fruition begins by imagination and visualization. In fact, Neville Goddard, who I am a fan of, believed that imagination was God. It starts here in the head, and it is one of the God's power to be creative. and we as his descendants are given that power of creativity. You must see clearly and feel your desired outcome in your mind from perspective of your higher self. Your higher self is going to be the person or the individual that has already achieved the thing that you want, and feeling from perspective of that individual that your goal have come into fruition will send a very powerful message to the universe that you are worthy, that you are grateful, that you are aligned with what you are hoping to find lightness towards. The final and the most important step that many people fail with, that is feeling, is the secret. It is not enough to imagine, create and visualize. The latter and the most important part of this spell is feeling. You have to marry that thought with the emotion. It is called brain heart coherent theory. I think Joe Dispenza would call this the same. It is not enough to have coherence in mind and pointing it in a particular direction. It must be charged. It must be charged with feeling. That visualization will not have any weight behind it if you are not charged with the feeling. Feeling is what materializes the mind into 3D matter. Emotion is an energy. The question that you have to ask yourself more is that how would that person feel? The person that has the thing that you desire so much. For example, it can be a job that you like. How would that person feel? It can be a particular amount of money that you want in your account. How would that person feel? Because the thing is that you have to be in the perpetual state of having and not perpetual state of wanting. If you are in the perpetual state of having, you will always be grateful. You will always be content. You will be free from apathy and lethargy. And you will be basking in the joy of righteousness and divinity. So you need to be constantly asking and sitting in the seat of all those higher godly emotions. And in the end, I would like to say and point out the fact that I personally try to follow in my life, that you do not get what you want. You always get what you already have. So try to be awesome. And I will see you in the next one.